Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to talk about something that I've mentioned in videos a few times at this point, but I feel like it's worth reiterating and making a dedicated video on because the popularity of assessing Steam graphs and concurrent player counts has gotten so immensely popular over the last year or so. I think people like to look at metrics that justify their thought processes and their opinions on video games, and oftentimes metrics are very easy to spin. I think it's a great thing that Steam is fairly transparent with its data, but what's even more important than just having data at the table is actually being able to interpret said data, and I think that is something a lot of people fail to do, whether that is ignorantly or just on purpose to farm social media engagement. I don't know, but let's talk about that a little bit, and I think that's been incredibly relevant in regards to Palworld. First of all, I've been doing quite a few videos covering the Palworld and Nintendo saga, and just covering Palworld in general. This is a game that I talked about well before the game came out, and recently those videos have been exploding. Like, as far as the scale on my channel, I really do appreciate everybody checking out those videos, and I feel like I've been articulating my thoughts as best as I can. Again, when it comes to the legal element of things, you're not coming to this channel for a professional legal breakdown. That's just not what I do. My college expertise was not law, and I did not go to law school, but I can say that what Nintendo is trying to pull with Palworld is something that is very bad for gaming. I think about it from the long-term trajectory of gaming, and that's where I have issue. Not in the vacuum of just this legal battle, which even in this vacuum of this legal battle, Nintendo's insane. But I digress. Something that I have seen reiterated in my comment section are people being like, oh wow, this lawsuit has really brought Palworld back to my attention. And then there's also that thought, and this has been a reoccurring thing over the last year, not exclusive to Palworld alone, let's make that clear, but also talking about why do people even care about this game? This game is dying out. Look at the Steam concurrent player counts. This game was at 2 million players early this year in January. Now it's down to 25,000 concurrent players. At a surface level, if you look at that drop-off, it's very easy to spin that as an incredible negative for Palworld, and this is where misinterpreting data is very important, and then that lets you not necessarily misrepresent data, but spin the data so you can have it fit into the narrative that you want it to fit. If you are a hardcore Nintendo guy and a Pokemon guy, you can be like, look at these concurrent player counts, the game sucks, nobody is enjoying it, nobody's even playing it, you guys shouldn't even care about the game dying out in its player base. And that is some stuff that I see from the absolute insane. Like, let's be real, the majority of people are not like that. I feel like this is one of those instances where most people are against Nintendo. Nintendo is gonna be one of those publishers that forever is going to have its absolute hardcore fans. And I think Nintendo probably has the most hardcore fans out of the big three publishers, Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo. I just think their audience is super entrenched into that ecosystem, but that's another topic for another day. With Palworld, it's very easy to criticize this game and say that the game is bad because of the falling concurrent player counts. This is a fundamental issue not only with Palworld, but Black Myth Wukong. I've been seeing this on social media a lot recently as well, and maybe this is one of my problems of reinstalling Twitter recently. I get inundated with this conversation, and Elon got me good with the algorithm he's got cooked up for me, because it's either things that infuriate me or it's politics, and I'm not even a politics guy, so usually I'm spending time on the things that infuriate me. So Elon, good job, you got me good. But again, this is something you'll see in headlines all over and over again, and Palworld has seen that, Black Myth Wukong has seen that. The big difference with Palworld is that this is not a live service game, you guys. If you have that opinion, Palworld is not the type of game that is supposed to have people coming back day after day, night after night, playing this game all the time. League of Legends is designed like that. Final Fantasy XIV is designed like that. Fortnite is designed like that. That is the gimmick of those games, because those games rely on perpetual player interest. Palworld does not rely on that. Palworld is much more similar to a game that is offline and single player. It's not an offline single player game. It can be played as such, but even as an online title and a multiplayer game, it is not designed to be a live service game. Just because a game is multiplayer doesn't mean a game is live service. Back in the day, you had games like Killzone 2 come out, RIP Killzone, but Killzone 2 come out, that was a multiplayer game, but that was not a live service game where the idea was to have the player perpetually spend money on content. Live service games a lot of the time can go the model of free-to-play because the aim is to get people engaged and spend money on the back end after they invested into the game. Palworld is not like that. Palworld is an upfront, you spend $30 on the game, Pocket Pair collects their revenue. It's much like other games. The business model of Palworld is more comparable to a Spider-Man 2. Even though Palworld is multiplayer, the business model is similar to Spider-Man 2 because of how the game is designed and how the monetary aspects of the game is structured. The same thing for Black Myth Wukong. Yes, the games will get DLC. Yes, the games will get updates, but those DLC content and those updates aren't designed to perpetually, keyword, perpetually get people to spend money on the game. When Black Myth Wukong gets its DLC, it'll have an influx of people check out the DLC, they'll buy that DLC, they'll spend their $20, $30 on it, and then they'll move on. When Palworld gets its big updates like the Sakajima update, it'll get an influx of people checking the game out again. It probably won't reach the north of 2 million concurrent players because that was absolute lightning in a bottle moment. I shouldn't say never, gaming is crazy, it might hit those peaks, but Palworld, I feel like, as far as the criticism of the falling player count or the fallen player count, it's a victim of its own success. It was so huge initially that settling in at any number, even though 9 months after release, being at 20,000 concurrent players and collecting that much revenue from the sales of the game, so many developers and publishers would absolutely kill for that, but some people want to spin it as a negative, either to farm social media engagement, which we all do as a content creator, bro. I farm social media engagement as well. Like, I'm not gonna hate on people. What I am gonna hate on is people not understanding the data in front of them. People play games, then they move on to different games and spend more money on different games. That is the business model Palworld is a part of. And that's the business model I prefer in gaming. I don't like, so many publishers going the live service route and spending so much money throwing crap at the wall and just hoping something sticks so they can make money for years and years. Some games can do that and the model can be very successful. And let me also reiterate, there's games that are in the middle of the live service model and the Spider-Man 2 model or the Palworld model even where it's a pay-to-play game but it's monetized as well. Those middle games is like a Helldivers 2. You could even throw Call of Duty where they are live service, but at the same time, they require buy-in for you to even play the game. So if they sell a bunch of copies, like Helldivers 2 is the same thing. The business model is different than a Fortnite where Helldivers 2, it's important that they have a consistent player count and that's beneficial to them, but they've already made so much money just upfront on the sales of those games. Palworld is entirely different to Helldivers 2 and a game like Fortnite because it's all structured around the initial sales and then eventually the game will go into 1.0 and certainly it can evolve. They can pivot Palworld to a live service game. I don't think they're gonna do that. They've already said as much that they're not going to do that, but, developers have said a lot of things and then shifted, but I don't believe Palworld is going to go that route. What I personally want out of Palworld, and this is totally selfish, is I want a narrative focus at some point. You got so much resources, maybe do that at some point, and that would be reason for somebody like me to get more invested into the game. Look, I understand people enjoy it and have fun with it, and great survival games just really aren't my cup of tea, but I have to take away my own personal desires out of the game and realize that it's different what the collective audience wants. But that's my 2 cents on that, and this is something that I'm sure because the Steam charts have gone so prevalent, and it's great data to have. A lot of developers and publishers aren't totally transparent with sales numbers, and it is cool to see, what the surge of interest is for specific games, and it lets us understand what games people are invested into, but with data comes the interpretation of data, and that is even more important than the data itself. And if you just get so emotionally wrapped up in data, this isn't just applicable to game development, this is any walk of life. If you are somebody that's overweight and you check the scale every day and you bug out because the scale goes up one day, that's data that you're interpreting incorrectly and that's gonna cause you to fail in the long run. If you get too emotionally invested into data sets, that's just gonna set you up for failure in a lot of walks of life, not just gaming. But I digress. That's my 2 cents. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.